Yeah, my name's Hoppe. I'm the Resort General Manager of Sun City. Well, I think it's just such an exciting project. I mean, this actually, in essence, is the original hotel at Sun City. So the grand old lady, as I call her.
Yeah.
So really exciting to be able to reimagine the entire property, and I think perhaps bring it back to how it was imagined in the first place from a cutting edge perspective. So we've redone the porte cochere, we've added in some LED and, really enhanced the arrival experience, redone a lot of the public areas, and of course one of the main features is redoing the Sun Terrace restaurant, which was previously an open terrace restaurant, glassed it in, put in state-of-the-art buffet kitchen equipment, and obviously the look and feels magnificent. And then of course, I think as you saw last night, the kind of piece de resistance is the pool, where we've drawn influences from various resorts around the world and created almost or the intention is to have an always on party type pool. Well, I think the first part is the rooms. Of course, with any new room, we've considered all the new technologies that perhaps weren't there in the past. So enhanced Wi-Fi, connection capability, perhaps a little bit of ability to work from room, beautiful decor, great feel in the rooms. And then of course, the bathroom, also an important part. Previously, all the rooms had a bath and a shower. And I think probably in today's hotels, baths are a bit obsolete. So we rather invested in this room in a beautiful shower. Rather give the space to shower, great shower head, great experience. So, it's all those small touches that really enhance the room. And of course, modernization versus what was there before, you can't really compare. We've been very blessed to work with great interior architects. So the feel of the room itself is very special. So all in all, really exciting, but just a complete new, freshened product right through, from the restaurant to the arrival experience to the rooms to the pool. It's always so interesting when you work on these projects, from a piece of paper all the way through the evolution. If you'd seen where we're sitting today a week ago, and I would have told you a week ago we're going to have last night's function, you would have said there's just no way. And of course it all comes together and, as it. We continuously advertise special packages and a lot of the focus around Sun City is around events, around happenings. So there are continuous packages going onto our booking engine from an offering point of view, and of course with our entertainment offerings, we try and appeal to a wide and diverse range of clientele. They're really important, and I think with this one we're going to go into a series of pool parties using this facility with named DJs, etc., etc. So there will be a lot of packages forthcoming, and exciting entertainment calendar in and around our casino, in and around this pool party type of space that we've created. I think especially with this one, I've worked on a lot of these projects over the years, and this one in particular, by the time you get to the conclusion, you've done it, you've seen it. But this one, when you saw it in play last night, it almost kind of exceeds what was there on paper. So it really was nice. So that's what we're intending to create around this. So daytime pool parties and the evening time pool parties, as you saw. I mean, for example, we've modified the walk-ins to the pool, so you can actually dance in the water on either side of the stage. So that's the kind of a visual of what we want to create. Although I didn't see anyone dancing in the water last night. The infrastructure that we've put in is obviously a lot more eco-friendly than the infrastructure that we took out, which was somewhat aged. But sustainability at Sun City is a huge focus for us. And we talk about it in the context of ESG, total ESG, when you're talking sustainability. So it's job creation, local content, how many local small companies do we employ? I mean, on this project, we employed a massive number of small companies, and hopefully we'll continue to those companies will go from success to success on the basis of what they've learned from working on a project like this. So it's ingrained in everything we do. You know, we've put in 2.3 megawatts of solar, for example. We've now utilized all our roof spaces, so I don't have any roof left. But again, it's about now saying what is the next phase of that. We've got to run our own water retreatment works. So all our water that we use for irrigation is grey water coming back from our water retreatment. And the other part of it is, you know, employment as a whole, creating meaningful employment and making sure Sun City is successful. You know, we had the Tourism Business Council of South Africa meeting here last week, and you know, we're talking about the power of tourism to create jobs.
Yeah.
And when you get to a province like the Northwest, understanding that our unemployment rate in the Northwest is higher than our employment rate, you know, there's a very, very strong responsibility on private sector to make sure that their businesses are successful.
Yeah.
And you know, certainly from our point of view, Sun City, to make sure that we're in job positive territory all the time, that we're creating new jobs. And certainly when you see something like this, an investment, you know, going into the tourism industry, you realize that the benefit is far more than just having a fancy pool deck. And I think, you know, therein is the power of tourism. And if there's one area in South Africa that we can really drive anomalous growth, it's in tourism, in international tourism and domestic tourism. You know, we've been very blessed at Sun City post-COVID to be strongly supported by the domestic markets.
Yeah.
And, you know, international starting to return. We had very exciting announcements from the Minister of Home Affairs with regards to the piloting of the new e-visas, which they're going to pilot for India, China, Mexico and Indonesia over G20 now. And if that proves to be successful, you know, of course, that is going to create massive growth opportunities. One of our biggest challenges in the industry has been the visa situation, particularly out of India and China. So to see that being addressed, and I mean, we saw a live demonstration, incredible to see the technology that's been applied. And, you know, if that comes to bear, hopefully airlift follows quite quickly because the demand will be there, and then we'll see those markets, you know. South Africa is still at about 80 odd, just in the mid 80s from a 2019 recovery perspective. If you look at like markets like Tanzania, Kenya, you know, they plus 130 and 120 something of COVID, of 2019. So, you know, we've all got to focus on marketing South Africa, creating ease of access, creating airlift, you know, extra airlift, you know, and products like this do that, both for domestic and for international.